Welcome back to the single crochet V-stitch series. Today we are going to be learning how to work up one of the increases that you can do for the single crochet V-stitch. According to the Crochet Every Way Stitch Dictionary, Dora Orenstein calls this one the internal shaping in the single crochet V-stitch. Okay, so I have a sample here in single crochet V-stitch already all set up to be working from. If you need a refresher or if you need to work up a sample of the single crochet V-stitch, then be sure to check out the iCard above or the link in the description box below, which has the tutorial for the single crochet V-stitch. Now, if you also want to practice how to work up your single crochet V-stitch in the round, there's a separate tutorial for that, and we get to crochet a cowl. Not only is this a good single crochet V-stitch practice, but it's a great stash buster. Okay, so let's begin the tutorial. We're gonna need a single crochet V-stitch sample as I'm showing you here. We are also going to need a hook size that goes with our yarn. So I have a 6mm crochet hook right here. And we're also going to be needing a stitch marker. A stitch marker is very, very important. I really like these from Tulip. These are locking stitch markers, and honestly, they're the ones that I most use. The single crochet V-stitch increase is done in 3 rows. We start row 1 by working up single crochet V-stitches as normal until we get to the stitch where we want to increase. Just a reminder that the single crochet V-stitch, we always work it up in our chain space. Okay, so the chain 2 space between the single crochet. Okay, now I'm ready to do my first increase. So I am going to be working my first increase in the single crochet V-stitch between the V-stitches. So that would be right here. Okay, I've just worked a V-stitch right here, and I have a V-stitch here to work into. Now I'm going to be working my first increase between these stitches. Okay, so again, we're working our first increase between the 2 single crochet. So it's right here. We are between. Again, I just want to reiterate that single crochet V-stitch, between. So I'm going to insert my hook right between these stitches. I'm going to work a single crochet, and then I'm going to continue with my V-stitch by doing chain 2 and single crochet all between those 2 stitches. Now I'm going to be placing my stitch marker in the chain 2 of this V-stitch that I just made, right? And I'm going to be leaving that there. Next, I'm just going to continue working my single crochet V-stitches as normal. So this is row 1 of the increase. Okay, the last single crochet V-stitch. Alright, so chain 1 and turn, and now we are going to work V-stitches in every chain 2 space until we reach the marker, okay? So I'm going to meet you back here so that we can work the marked stitch together, okay? So again, I'm just going to single crochet V-stitch until I reach that marker, and I will meet you back here. We've reached our marked stitch. So now I'm going to be doing a single crochet, I'm going to be doing 1 single crochet V-stitch. So that is chain 2, single crochet. As you see, I'm not removing that marker even though I've crocheted into this marked stitch. We've completed one single crochet V-stitch into the marked stitch, as you can see. And now what we're going to do is that we're going to do a half V-stitch. We're going to chain 2 and we're going to do a single crochet, again all in the marked stitch, so that when we look at this now, we can see we have 2 chain 2 spaces, which we're going to work into in the next row. It is time to remove this marker. This was row 2 of our increase. So again, what we did was single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in the chain space, and then again chain 2, single crochet in the same chain space. Now we are going to continue working single crochet V-stitch in each chain 2 space until we complete this row. So for row 3 of our increase pattern, we're actually not going to be working an increase. What we're going to be doing is working a single crochet V-stitch in each chain 2 space. This round is very important because it's kind of like the rest round. This is the round where we place our stitch marker so that we can continue placing our increases later on. All right, and now this was our increase stitch from the previous row. So we have 2 chain spaces. So I'm going to work a V-stitch in this chain space and a V-stitch in this chain space. So single crochet, chain 2, single crochet there. And then in this one, we're going to do single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. Okay, so now once again I'm going to be grabbing our marker and I'm going to be placing this marker between these 2 V-stitches. So we just did 1 V-stitch, 2 V-stitch. The marker goes between the stitches, so right here, okay? This is 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet. So the marker goes right here. Okay. And now I'm going to continue doing single crochet V-stitches along this row. So we're going to begin this cycle all over again. We've marked the place between the 2 single crochets and we did a V-stitch. That was our first row of increase. Our second row of increase was when we worked 2 V-stitches into this V-stitch. And then the third row doesn't really have an increase, but it's kind of like the base. And it's where we work V-stitches into each chain space and place our marker. Let's go through our increase rows again. So I'm going to chain 1 and turn. We're beginning row 1 of the increase. So we work a single crochet V-stitch in each chain space until we reach our marked stitch. We've arrived at the V-stitch right before our marker. So in this V-stitch, we're going to do a single crochet V-stitch. And now we are at our marker. So I'm going to remove the marker and place a single crochet V-stitch right where the marker was. So again, right where the marker was, which is right between these two single crochets. If it helps, you can look at it from the other side. We see the 2 single crochets and the space between the 2 single crochets. So right between these stitches where the marker was, we're going to be placing the single crochet V-stitches. Okay. And again, I'm going to take our marker, place it in this chain 2 space. And we're going to keep doing single crochet V-stitch in each stitch. Chain 1 and turn, and now we're ready to start the next section of the increases. So we're going to single crochet V-stitch until we reach our marker. Now, in our marked stitch, we're going to remove the marker and we're going to crochet single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, all in that marked space. Okay? That's row 2 of the increase. Now I'm going to continue along, just working a single crochet V-stitch in each stitch. Now we are ready to begin row 3 of the increase. For row 3, we are going to work a single crochet in each, a single crochet V-stitch in each stitch until we get to our increase from the previous row. If you want, you can also mark this right here. You can place that marker on the single crochet. Okay. Okay, and now I've reached the marked stitch. So I'm just going to do a single crochet V-stitch in this chain 2 space. And then a single crochet V-stitch in the other chain 2 space. So really, for row 3 of the increase, we're working single crochet V-stitch in each chain 2 space. Okay, so I'm going to complete this and come back. We've now completed our second set of increases for the single crochet V-stitch. Now, if we turn our work, you can see that by placing the stitch marker in the single crochet from the increase of row 2, we are very nicely set up to now continue with our increases. Remember that your row 1 increase is placed between 2 V-stitches, and this stitch marker clearly marks that space between the 2 increases. So I hope that you found this tutorial helpful. Do not panic if you feel that you need more practice doing the single crochet V-stitch. It certainly took me a while to follow the steps, but really the most important thing is to make sure that you place your stitch marker in the correct position. Your stitch marker here will always denote where you're going to place your increases. And of course, I have a practice for the single crochet V-stitch increase all set up and ready to go. And by set up, I mean that I've planned it. I still need to film it. In the meantime, you can play this video as many times as you want, and you can also leave any questions about the single crochet V-stitch increase in the comments section below. You may also look forward to a Valentine's Day vest crochet vlog if that is to your liking. And until we meet again, thank you so much for spending a little bit of crafty time with me today. As always, it really means a lot. If you like how I do tutorials and would like to see more, then I'm gonna leave a little end screen video tutorial playlist for you. Until we meet again, happy crafting.